So it is 7 o'clock. The time changed last night. So I got up a little bit earlier than I normally would. Because I'm trying to push my schedule back so I can get to the gym in the morning. But on Sundays, my gym doesn't open until 7. So I couldn't go at my normal time that I go during the week. So now that the gym is open, but I just got up, I figured I would make a little breakfast and we could talk about what I have planned in the kitchen today. Sound good? So today, here's what I'm thinking as far as today. I'm gonna go to the gym and then I think I would like to test a few new recipes in the kitchen today. So here's what I'm thinking about testing. For Christmas, I typically like to make some kind of special bread or, like a cinnamon roll or, some kind of sweet treat. So I'm thinking that I want to test either a cinnamon roll recipe or like a recipe that is it's still like a rolled up dough, but maybe has like maybe it's like savory instead and has like sausage or something like that in it. Maybe a mix of both. Maybe I could do like a sweet and a savory roll up. I don't know. I haven't fully thought it through yet, but I want to test something early because it's only November 2nd and whatever I make is going to be good, but I just want to decide if it's going to be like the thing and whether or not the bread recipe that I try for it. So I think like a brioche or like a Japanese milk bread, kind of like a really soft bread is what you really want for a cinnamon roll. And so really it's like 50% testing if the bread recipe that I choose works out for a cinnamon roll. This is like 50% like testing the bread recipe. The filling I can kind of come up with on the fly a little bit more. So that should be interesting. Maybe I could break the bread recipe up into 2 and make 2 different kinds. So that's the first thing I'm thinking of trying. Is probably the thing that's going to take the longest for me to make today. The last thing I'm going to make, and I'll probably eat for dinner as well, is some kind of soup or stew recipe. I think I found that something that I can like make into, put into like gallon bags, freeze, and then when the holidays like inevitably get busy or like it's just that time of year where like things are just a little bit like, am I going out to do something tonight? Things come up, this is the time of year where things start to come up a little bit. And it's also a time of year where we're not getting as much like fresh fruit, the produce is a little bit different. So sometimes you just want to like throw something in like a crock pot or an Instant Pot. And so I think I'm going to try a recipe. I think I found a butter chicken recipe. I've never had butter chicken. So I think I'm going to try a butter chicken recipe that is in the crock pot today, see if I like it. And then those are my 3 things. I have some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs that I can make a marinade for today and put in the fridge overnight and cook those off tomorrow for lunch or dinner, whichever one. So yeah, cinnamon rolls, roll of some kind, testing the Japanese milk bread recipe, test a butter chicken recipe so that I can start making some freezer meals for the winter. And now that I've got that all figured out, I'm going to make my smoothie, get to the gym. I'm going to run to Trader Joe's for a few ingredients and produce because I'm out of produce. And then we'll go ahead and get started when I get back. Cool? Okay, I am back from the gym and the multiple grocery stores that it turned into because Trader Joe's did not have everything I needed, which is fine. So the next thing I need to do is make a plan for how I'm going to get this all made today and get some work done. So I've got my crock-pot butter chicken recipe. So we got butter chicken. That goes in the crock pot for either 4 to 6 hours on high or 6 to 8 hours on low. So I'm thinking that we start there and try to get that into the crock pot before lunch. It's almost noon, but having that done and ready for later, because I'm gonna get tired before I'm done, I'm sure. So we're gonna start with that first, I think. And then we've got the cinnamon rolls. So let's work on the butter chicken so that it is ready for dinner tonight. Okay, I think the next step is going to be to get the dough for the bread going, because that's going to have to rise before I can fill it. So while it's rising, I can work on the fillings. So I need to get all the ingredients out for that. Okay, so it took a little bit more time for my dough to double. I think it did. I am not confident in its gluten structure, but I'm gonna make it work, even if I have to be really gentle. The next thing I need to do is I need to clean up my workspace so that I can finish making the butter chicken in the crock pot. So I'm gonna clean up and we'll start the butter chicken. All right, a few things happening here. The butter chicken is done, so I'm gonna eat that. My savory rolls have puffed up. Look at this. Ooh. So I'm going to throw those in the oven, but it has gotten late. So I am going to, I have flowers that I need to get into a vase. I'm gonna slam some food. I'm gonna get these baked off. So I will see you tomorrow. So I am trying the savory version of the roll, second day. By the time I got them cooked last night, it was 8:30. So they came out of the oven, they cooled a little bit, and they went in the fridge for the night. It's good. I can definitely taste the spice in the sausage, but the sun-dried tomatoes got a little burnt on top, but they're still they still taste fine, so maybe they're not burnt. But I'm thinking if I make these again, they need some kind of sauce. You know how like a cinnamon roll gets gets that icing on top? I feel like this needs like a white sauce, or even like a tomato sauce could be good. I have some marinara in the fridge. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe it's like mozzarella sticks when you like breadsticks, you like dip in like a marinara sauce. So maybe I'll go grab some of that, warm it up, and try that. But I think we're on to something. Overall, I don't know if I messed up the milk bread recipe or if the milk bread recipe was not a good one for me to follow. So I'm gonna find another milk bread recipe and I'm just gonna try it as a roll, maybe like a garlic herb roll instead. And then once I nail that one out, once I figure out what that looks like, I will try these again, because I think this is it's pretty darn good. And definitely something that you can I'm eating it for lunch. I'm having one for lunch. Yeah, they turned out pretty good. We've got a starting point. The milk bread recipe is either a recipe problem or a me problem. So I'm going to find another one and see if it's a little bit easier. I just had a hard time getting the gluten to develop yesterday. And so when my breads proofed, they tore apart. They didn't stretch. Which is a problem with bread because you want them to stay together. The cinnamon rolls are in the oven right now. I proofed them entirely too long this morning because I took them out of the fridge to proof, went to go work, and immediately forgot that they existed. So they are cooking right now, and they probably are going to be done in a couple of minutes, and I need to make an icing to put on top. So the second half of my lunch is gonna be cinnamon roll dessert while I watch basketball. And then,